Good morning and welcome to the Morning Breath Livestream where we start our day with coherence. I am Jeremy Tennell, systems designer and coherence coach. This is week 8, day 39 of our 14-week journey entitled The Path of Personal Transformation. And today we're going to be talking about something that shapes almost every decision you make without even realizing it. If you can be pushed into either or, you can be controlled. Right or wrong, us or them, win or lose. Binary thinking can be an effective method for reality, but it also limits because the moment you collapse complexity, you lose agency. I used to think clarity meant picking a side. Like many of us, I was raised in a home where faith and politics were common topics of conversation. There was definitely a right way and a wrong way. It was clear that I needed to use the lessons of my upbringing to figure out what was right and what was wrong and stand up for that. And there's a place for it. But I didn't realize at the time was how often through this binary model, I was being pulled into false choices, situations where it felt like there were only two options. But in reality, there was a universe full of potential. React or stay silent, push or withdraw, agree or oppose. And in those moments, I was choosing freely, or at least I thought I was. But in reality, I was choosing from a very narrowed field that had already been defined for me. Binary thinking works great building digital simulated worlds, but it's a poor paradigm model for making decisions in the real one. Binary thinking is a reduction of complexity into two opposing options. And the real world, human behavior, the universe around us, is extraordinarily complex. And while it can be useful in our modern, fast-paced world to utilize binary thinking for quick decisions, it becomes dangerous when it shapes how we see reality, because most real-world situations are not either or. They are layered contextually, dynamically, and we talked about this in week 6 in circles of influence and in the triadic alignment. Multiple dimensions existing at the same time. But binary thinking collapses all of it into a single line of decision processing. And now you're not navigating the system, you're simply reacting to it inside a simplified version of it. This is how systems of control can be used to maintain that control without force. Power structures don't need to control your actions. They just need to control your options. If they can keep you thinking in binaries, you'll stay in opposition one way or the other. You'll stay reactive. You'll stay predictable. Predictability is what systems of control rely on, because once your response is predictable, you can be managed, redirected, amplified, or turned down, used. Does this sound and look familiar at all to you? It should. From a systems perspective, binary thinking creates closed loops. Option A, reaction, counter-reaction, reinforcement. Option B, reaction, counter-reaction, reinforcement. No matter which side you choose, the pattern continues. But there's no closed loops in the natural universe. Complexity always introduces new emergent pathways. And in those emergent pathways, your awareness can be engaged through inquiry, which opens up multiple options, which allows you to engage in intentional choice. Now, the system has to adapt, because adaptation is the function of healthy systems, and our response is never predefined. Culturally, this is everywhere. Media, politics, social platforms. At work, at school, at home, everything is framed to pull you into a side, because sides create confrontation, and confrontation creates reaction. And that confrontation feeds the control system, just like we talked about yesterday. So our goal should not be to express your truth. The goal must be your intentional participation. So today, when you feel pulled into a decision of one or the other, inquire, ask, is this the full picture? Are there just two options being presented to me? What's missing? What's not being considered here? What exists outside this frame? Because the moment you step out of the binary, you step back into agency. Take some time today with your journals, find a quiet place, and explore these questions. Where in my life am I thinking in binary, either or, this or that? What situations have I reduced to only two options? And what becomes possible if I allow for more than just that? Move into our breath work. Find yourself a comfortable seat, put your feet on the floor, and let's roll our shoulders. Take a big inhale through your nose. Exhale with a sigh. Place my hand over my heart because I'm targeting that cognitive area with the gratitude I'm about to give today, so that I can connect the gratitude or the cognitive areas of my heart and my brain and increase my ability and my capacity. So I'm going to breathe in through my nose for about 6 seconds. Begin a gratitude list in your mind. Stay with this work. This space is for practitioners who are building awareness and not just reacting to options. If the system can be used to limit your options, it can shape your choices. Take a breath, expand the frame. I'll see you tomorrow at 5:30. Thank you for joining me.